What's up guys, how's it going? So in this video I'm going to create a short tutorial to give an overview regarding Microsoft Excel, okay, especially for beginners level to give you all an idea. So to start with, I'm going to open Excel. You can either have it installed on your computer. If you don't have Microsoft Office, you can also access Microsoft Excel through some online workstation such as Google Drive or OneDrive. I'm actually going to open a blank workbook, okay, because Excel also allows you to select ready-made templates which you can then edit, okay, but for this video, okay, I'm going to focus on the basic stuff. And as you can notice, okay, the interface of Excel is as follows. You have different rows and columns which create the respective cells which you will be putting your data in. All right, because Excel is a form of data processing application. And you can also notice up here we have the toolbar which you can use to select multiple options to edit your spreadsheet, and also some icons which you can click on immediately and edit accordingly through your spreadsheet. This below here, as you can see, we have sheet 1. Okay, I am stating this now because, as you will see a bit later on, you can actually be creating multiple sheets in the same spreadsheet file. So to start with, okay, let's say I want to create a specific spreadsheet about my football career this year. Okay, so I want to input some data which is important. Okay, so to start with, okay, I'm going to insert my football annual salary. Okay, and as you can notice right away, and that is taking actually multiple cells, okay, since it is a bit of a long phrase. As you can see, okay, if I click on this cell here, for example, since it is column F and row 1, that would be cell F1, okay, as stated here in the cell box. However, in this case, I am taking A1, B1, and C1 all together. So in order to sort that out, okay, I'm actually going to go on this icon here. As I mentioned, you have several icons which you can click on and instantly change or modify your spreadsheet. And I'm going to click on merge cells. What that does is I am actually combining these cells together so that I can put the same data in all of them. Okay, and as you can see, whereas here I have three boxes, this became one large rectangular box. Okay, it is also good to describe the data that you are inserting in your spreadsheet. Okay, so beneath my football annual salary, where I actually typed it, I'm going to insert the number. Okay, so for instance, I can type 50,000. All right, since we are dealing with money, okay, I can actually arrange that from here where you have this box sizing general. Underneath it you can actually select the currency. I'm going to select euro since I am using euros as currency, and there I have the uh, my football annual salary, and beneath it I actually inserted the value. If you don't want to work with decimals, uh, here you have actually options to increase or decrease the decimal accordingly. All right, but since I am actually working with money, I might actually leave two decimal places. Now, I'm also um, going to be inserting the number of goals which I scored this year. So, since I'm talking about the past year, actually, I'm going to click on goals scored. type goal scored annually, and underneath it, I'm going to type, for example, 65. Okay, so now I also inserted a specific value which relates to my performance. And I'm going to do the same thing here since the phrase is occupying multiple cells. I'm actually going to highlight um, the phrase, and again I will be using the merge cells option. Okay, you can actually edit also this in terms of the alignment. Okay, whether you want it left, centered. Okay, some options are very similar to actually when you use Microsoft Word. Okay, in order to arrange and organize the words and numbers. But as long as it is, clear and good for the reader, that stuff can be optional as well. All right. So far, um, I have created some information already. Now, what I want to do in order to assess my performance, I'm going to select another row, in this case, this cell A7, and I'm going to name this total attack. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to assess the number of times that I've actually pulled an attack during a match, a football match, and out of those times, how many times I scored in order to assess my performance. So let's say that I had a total of 200 attacks, and out of them, I actually scored 65 times. Okay, so that's already kind of giving me an idea, but in order to give a more clear and concise overview, I can actually create a percentage. So I'm going to check out, what is my percentage with regards to how many of my attacks are actually ending up in me scoring. Okay, and in order to do that, I'm going to have to make this as a fraction. So I'm going to have to type this value here out of this value here. Okay. And in math terms, that's practically a division. Okay. I am dividing 60, I am create 65 divided by 200. Now in Excel, in order to create a formula, all right, you start with the equals, you open the brackets, and I can actually type the values themselves, right? So I can um, type 65, the division sign would be a slash in Excel, and then type 200, okay? The brackets is not always necessary, but I still like to get in the habit of typing it, because if you have more complex sums, it is a great way of organizing your stuff. And if I hit enter, okay, that's actually going to give me the percentage, but it is giving me as a decimal point. Now, I actually want to change that, okay, and I want it to be represented as a percentage, so it is more efficient and easy to read, user friendly, so to speak, for the reader. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to hit the percentage sign over here while the cell of course is selected, and that turns into a percentage. Now, as you can see, while I am on the cell up here in the formula bar, it is demonstrating what is being worked in that cell. And as you can see, um, it is displaying that it is dividing the 65 by the 200 attacks over here. Okay, the 65 goes out of the 200 attacks to give me the percentage of my performance. Now, the problem with that is, although the sum, the division is correct, if I actually have to edit some of my data, all right, that will not be changed. So if I, for example, change this and or maybe I updated my Excel sheet, okay, and I scored 5 more goals, maybe in the last 2 months. And as I change it, okay, so instead of 65, it is now 70. But notice this does not change. Okay, why? Because all I have here being worked are fixed values, which I typed. And the great thing about Excel is that instead of working with direct values, it is very wise to actually work using cell references. Why? Because if you are updating your Excel sheet, if you are updating your data, then cells like these, which are actually working other data which you have inputted, will be modified accordingly and automatically. So what I'm going to do here, okay, I'm actually going to edit this. If I double click, it allows me to edit it, and I'm going to arrange this. So instead of selecting the numbers, okay, instead of selecting the numbers, I'm going to select the cells themselves. So I'm going to select A5, okay, and I'm going to divide it by cell A8. And if I hit the enter now, you can see that here I have once again a 35% sign, which is the accurate fraction value. And however, the great thing about this is if I actually change this, so let's say I update this value, okay, so let me put it back to 65, watch what's going to happen to the percentage sign here. It changed back, okay, it adjusted accordingly in line with this value. Why? Because here I have created as a reference that this will be updated according to the values which I have here and here. Okay, once again, I'm actually going to change that back to 70. And as you can see, once again, the value in this cell will be updated.